Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today's presentation is about Harvard Dataverse repository. The presentation is a part of a playlist on open science, and the goal of the presentation is to help you share and archive your own work and others to cite it and explore it. Now the presentation is going to explain what is Harvard Dataverse repository, how to use it, how to report your dataset and upload it, and some takeaway messages. So let's start with Harvard Dataverse repository. Well, Harvard Dataverse repository is an online open access repository. It facilitates making data available, and it also allows you to replicate others' work, and it follows the FAIR principles, which are mainly findable, accessible, interoperable, reusable data. Now, why do we need to reposit our data or save our data in a repository? As you know that most of the journals today, in order to publish your work, even in universities to publish your thesis or your dissertation, you will be asked to have a data availability statement. A data availability statement tells the reader where the research data associated with the manuscript or the paper is available and under what condition the data can be accessed. So they also include links like URLs or DOIs so that others can access this data set and maybe use it. Now Dataverse specifically, it is a repository developed by Harvard University, and as you can see it's a collaborative work. It's called the Dataverse project, where the Institute for Quantitative Social Sciences, Harvard Library and Harvard Information Technology work together to produce it. Now how does it work? How does this repository work? Actually you can group the data under the following categories. You can have a very fine granular spreadsheets or files. This will be in the form of metadata or codes or data in general. You can group them into datasets, and you can have several datasets grouped into a Dataverse. So this is how it works within the Harvard Dataverse. You have to define a Dataverse, and from there you can define your datasets. How does it look? Well, it looks like that. If you publish your dataset, you will have a title, it will have the name, list of authors, the year of publication, the title of your dataset, and definitely you will have a DOI number, and you will have a year and a description. This is from one side with the keywords, with the all necessary the characterizations, and then you will have down from this side you will find the downloadable datasets. In the beginning maybe you can make it restricted, but when you are done with the research or when your journal article is already published, you can make it accessible. So this could be also changed. If you want to know more about how they issue a DOI, you can look at my previous video and DOI number. Now, what could be the content of the dataset I'm going to share? It could be a table, a spreadsheet, CSV files, an organized collection of tables, a file in a proprietary format that contains data, a collection of files that together constitute some meaningful dataset, a structured object with data in some other format that you might want to load into a special tool or processing. It can be images capturing, it could be files related to machine learning, trained parameters or neural network structure definition, and so on. So it is totally open, and there is no specific format that the Dataverse or the repository encourages. Now, how to use the Harvard Dataverse repository? First of all, you need to conduct or visit the website. You have to go to dataverse.harvard.edu, and even you can start first by searching what is existing on this repository by searching here in the engine and checking what is available in relation to your research, and you can use some keywords. Maybe you find already a published dataset. So this is the first thing to do, using the Dataverse, Harvard Dataverse repository for searching existing datasets. If not, you can sign up and start to depose your own dataset by yourself by signing up. You visit the website link here, you go to sign up, you click, you can start to log in. There is two options for login. You can log in with your email, or you can log in association with your institution. So once you go in the institution, you can select the institution by typing the first letters, and directly it will pop up, and based on that you can use the same login of your institution, university for example, and you can start deposing your dataset by first of all going to the menu bar and checking add data. You will have always two options, one option called new Dataverse and one called new dataset. So I advise you to have one Dataverse, but then include in it several datasets. And once you are there, you can start to look at the interface, and you can start your options of uploading the details for your datasets, including the description, and filling up all the required information, and upload the files. And the advantage here is that you can update the files later on. Now, how can I report my datasets? Well, reporting your datasets is not complicated. As you can see, once you have your dataset published, you will have a DOI number. So, assuming, for example, you are submitting a journal article, and the platform of your journal article submission is requiring that you report the dataset URL. So as you can see, this is an example. Directly you can say, okay, I'm submitting my research data. It is already made available. You describe the data, you say research data, and then you start to have a list. You can see those are a series of repositories, including Dataverse. There is also Zenodo, Dryad, ICPSR, Mendeley data, NERSA, Run My Code, Genomics, and so Simbad, and so on. So you just pick up Dataverse, and automatically you just need to copy paste the DOI number of your Dataverse, and by that already, while submitting your journal article, you are linking it to the dataset. That's it of today's presentation. I hope it was useful. Some takeaway messages. Well, Harvard Dataverse is a repository. What is useful for? It is a valuable tool for sharing and receiving credit. Harvard Dataverse is a reliable archivable repository for datasets. It is for free. It provides permanent preservation with backup in multiple locations. It is based on spreadsheets and figures, and all the spreadsheets can be converted into tab files while retaining the original format. And for sure, it assures that the data is accessible, well structured, and well described, and will be used by others in the future. I hope all benefited from this presentation, and you are going to use the Harvard Dataverse. I will have a following presentation of Zenodo, another type of repository, but feel free to select anyone. You just need to understand the concept of using repositories. By that, this was a presentation as part of the Open Science playlist. I hope you enjoyed it. Today's presentation was about Harvard Dataverse repository. Good luck with sharing and collecting your data.